The Global Scaling Up Nutrition Movement, otherwise known as SUN, and the 1000 Days Initiative is a worldwide drive to increase investment and the scope of action in nutrition. These initiatives have been born out of the recognition of sound evidence which links good nutrition to healthy and productive development. The primary focus of the initiative is on the 1,000 days between the beginning of pregnancy and a child's second birthday, when good nutrition is so very important. Globally, poor nutrition interacts with repeated bouts of infectious diseases, causing an estimated 3.5 million preventable maternal and children's deaths annually. In Malawi, a quarter of all children are malnourished, and 47% of all children below the age of 2 are stunted. This increases these children's chances of death and reduces their potential to learn in school. This ultimately affects the country's long-term economic and development growth. Improving the nutrition status of the people of Malawi is a top priority by the government of Malawi.
At the moment, Malawi has the highest malnutrition rates, especially when it comes to stunting, which is a chronic form of malnutrition. And because of that, you find that 50% of the population is shorter for their age, even in adult period. The danger with that is that a stunted person has stunted brain development and stunted growth. So their productivity or contribution to production is lowered to the extent that Malawi as a country loses between 2 to 3% of its gross domestic product.
The government of Malawi has developed a comprehensive national nutrition, education and communication strategy as an instrument to end stunting. The strategy will be implemented through a national campaign branded SUN 1000 Special Days. In Malawi and globally, development partners are one of many actors that are committed to the SUN and the 1000 Day Initiative. Irish Aid is the development partner convener for the SUN in Malawi.
For many years, nutrition or malnutrition was seen to be the neglected child of the international community. And it's only in the last few years, following the publication of a series of articles in the influential medical journal The Lancet, which provided a very strong evidence base for a set of interventions that were proven to be effective in responding to malnutrition. And following the publication of that, there was an international dialogue which led eventually to the agreement of the Scaling Up Nutrition framework last year. And that was demonstrated to impact on the achievement of all the Millennium Development Goals. If you have countries with high rates of malnutrition, those countries find it very hard to achieve progress in relation to all the Millennium Development Goals. For example, nutrition impacts on the education status of a country, of the education attainment capacity of a child. If a child is hungry, it's very hard for that child to learn. If a child is stunted, their intellectual capacity is compromised, and it's very hard for the child to achieve its objectives in the education sector. Similarly, in health, children that are malnourished are more likely to develop infections, more likely to develop serious disease, more likely to die. Mothers that are malnourished are more likely to have complications in pregnancy. Populations that have high rates of malnutrition across the country are going to be less productive economically, and that has been demonstrated universally.
The former Irish Minister of Foreign Affairs, Micheál Martin, and the US Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, with a community of global leaders, launched the 1000-Day Partnership in September 2010.
Here in Malawi, for example, which is a focus country of not only SUN, but also Feed the Future, which is President Obama's initiative to improve the agriculture in a number of countries, not just in Africa, but Malawi is one of the focus countries for that initiative. We have dedicated $18 million to Feed the Future this year. And last year, we devoted $9 million strictly to nutrition alone. here in Malawi, with a focus on maternal and child health. That also includes a nutrition component, as well as school feeding programs, and a number of other programs that work specifically to address the issue of stunting and underdevelopment in children under the age of 3.
Over 100 governments, multilateral organizations, international NGOs and foundations have committed themselves to supporting scaling up nutrition and the 1,000-day initiative.
I think that WFP has a long-time mandate to tackle the root causes of malnutrition, and this campaign is just welcome in our effort. I think that for many years we have been working with the Ministry of Health and the Department of Nutrition, especially tackling the acute malnutrition around the country through the supplementary feeding, which is rolled out throughout the country. And today we want just to take a step ahead in trying to support the government effort in preventing malnutrition, tackling the people who are most affected, especially during the pregnancy and from 1 to 2 years.
UNICEF is also committed to the Sun and 1,000-day initiative.
Now, globally, therefore, UNICEF is part of the partnership together with other UN agencies and has been championing for the cause across the world. Now, locally, we know that malnutrition has persisted in Malawi for a very long time, and specifically the problem of chronic malnutrition, which we refer to as stunting, all where children are short for their age.
Concern Worldwide provide an advisory service to the Malawian government on community management of acute malnutrition.
SUN is a very important intervention in the country, and it has come at the right time. And because Concern Worldwide approach is to work with the government within the existing structures, and the government has adopted this initiative. I think Concern is now ready to support the government to make SUN intervention or SUN initiative a success.
The media is among the key stakeholders to play a vital role in ensuring the success of the initiative.
Basically, the media are there to inform the people. What happens is these people tell us terms that the general public cannot understand. So I think it is our duty to tell the public in a simple term that they can understand and help them understand what the scaling up is all about.
The launch of Sun 1000 Special Days in Malawi in July 2011 marked the beginning of an era in the fight against stunting. Attending the occasion was the First Lady of the Republic of Malawi, Madam Callista Mutharika.
I am therefore calling upon all the local leaders, non-governmental organizations, the community, families, and caregivers to commit themselves to implement the initiative. The frontline workers are being challenged to form new alliances with their fellow beneficiaries for the SUN 1000 Special Days movement. It is now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my singular honor and privilege to officially launch the SUN 1000 Special Days movement campaign in Malawi as the first country globally officially launched.
The SUN initiative, as you call it, for the Ministry of Health, it is a great initiative because we know that this initiative will also help to enhance meeting the Millennium Development Goals. My ministry is working very hard to see that there is a reduction of maternal mortality, there's a reduction of infant mortality, and with this initiative, I think it will be making up an impact, great impact. So it's a great day that Malawi is launching this I think we're on the map of the world. It is a success story for Malawi that it is the first country in Africa where this day has been launched, where this Sun Initiative has been launched.
The Sun launch was a joyous occasion in Malawi. The Sun movement can provide life-changing impacts on the lives of all Malawian citizens. According to the Malawi Office of the President and Cabinet, the Sun 1000 Special Days initiative will proceed with special launches in the 5 pilot districts of Dedza, Mangochi, Neno, Nakata Bay, and Dowa. The district commissioner for Nakata Bay says the groundwork for the district launches are already underway.
The people are ready, and I think our first task that we are going to do is we are going to inform the DEC, that this executive committee. Later on, we are going to form the traditional authorities that are in the district, and we are also going to form structures from the district up to the community level. That is at the district level, at the tier level, and at the village, group village headman level. We are going to have those structures, and we have also the ISC, that is Information Education and Communication Committee at our district. So we are going to take advantage of this committee to sensitize the public in the district.
Efforts to eradicate hunger and malnutrition has been going on for some time. Irish Aid has been supporting farmers in Dedza through Concern Universal.
Many people, they have got difficulties in producing adequate food for them to take them from January to December. And that alone, it becomes already a challenge if somebody cannot produce enough for their household because of maybe lack of fertilizer, poverty. They also lack land itself, and even skills. The illiteracy levels again. They also try to even make the situation worse, because even if people can have exposure to a lot of skills and capacities, but if they the illiteracy, they make them difficult to understand or to undertake some of the new technologies so that they can use them at their household.
The promotion of orange flesh sweet potatoes is an example of such an intervention.
Ndine mmodzi mulimi wa olima mbatata ya zondeni. Kusiyana kwa mbatata ya Kenya ndi zondeni kuli motere. Ine poyamba ndi kulima Kenya simandithandiza china chilichonse, komanso mthupi mwanga nalofoka, ngakhala ana anga amati akamaponya mpira samachedwa kuchoka mwendo. Koyambiriraso amatha kuwapatsa vitamin A, malo moti ndikalandire ku sikelo kapena kuchipata vitamin A akuchokera kuti ku zondeni.
The success of the Sun depends on the concentrated efforts of every capable individual and organization. The private sector is also vital in implementation of the movement's objectives.
Valid Nutrition, ISRO, is one of the very good private-public partnership, whereby Valid Nutrition will contribute the recipes or the products produced, such as this one. This is ready-to-use therapeutic food, therapeutic meaning treatment, so that those that are malnourished now, we normally call it acute malnutrition, are treated appropriately in the communities. In that way, then they will not be stunted or chronically malnourished in the long run. Because if they are not treated, it will be repeated episodes of acute malnutrition. In the end, they will be malnourished, meaning stunted, too short for their age.
The faith-based community also have a role to play.
We are very, very happy and very thankful that we have been considered, especially on this issue of nutrition. Therefore, since we are an organization, we are a faith-based community, we have all structures in place, from national level up to grassroots level. And we shall try our best to make sure that these structures are utilized so that the message is reaching each and every person in the community at community level as well as at national level.
The government of Malawi is committed to reducing the levels of stunting and malnutrition in the country.
The Sun was launched using the National Nutrition Information and Communication Strategy, which was funded by the Irish government through Irish Aid. And the technical support was given by UNICEF, all the development partners who formed the SUN 1000 Special Days Development Partners Group, as well as the specialists in nutrition from various stakeholders. So that was our launching platform. Now, when you look at that platform, it outlines the type of activities that can be undertaken, and there are also targets. Annually, there are about 450,000 pregnant women, and at each one time, Malawi has 1.2 million children who are under the age of 2 years. So we are also targeting the 2.2 million parents, because there must be a man and a woman to have the baby, even if some children are born from a woman who is female-headed, or some men are looking after the baby because maybe the mother passed away. So we are looking at all that. So that is our plan. And from this plan, we envisage that by December 2012, all the 28 districts will be reached. And by 2013, all the villages will be reached. And by 2014, all the families with an under 5 child should be reached. That is our plan, so that by the end of 5 years, we can go back and say between 2011 and 2016, we have reduced the stunting, because we want to go to it to be around 20 or below. So we want to be saying by then, oh, actually we have reduced it to 10%. So that's our target, and that's our rollout plan.
Malawi has confirmed its place in the world as the earliest riser of the SUN movement. Malawi is committed to reversing the problem of malnutrition and put the country on a path to reducing poverty and increasing prosperity.